IGP of police is already speaking. The DG, DSS is speaking. The military are speaking. And my sense of it is that they're shutting down democratic conversation. We should not allow that. Why you're going to swear people in if you want to allow those who want to protest peacefully, legitimately, and constitutionally? Thousands, if possible, millions of Nigerians are permitted to gather with their placards.
Hello, my great and wonderful people. How una day today? I hope all of una day well. Today, we get a lot of videos for our table. We're going to say one quickly the review to you concerning the things when we say if they happen right now for inside this country, Nigeria. As you already they are aware, saying a few days remain for the swearing in or to swear for Bola Tinubu as the president when we say INEC appoint for each and every one of us. And a lot of hits don't they come outside from every corner of this nation. A lot of people when they say they hide their mouths before. Now a lot don't they remove the coverage of fear for their body and stand on their feet at least for once. Now we get this very first message when basically they receive from Professor Udenta Udenta. I believe say a lot of us sabi this very man. He don't come outside to react to the warning when it be say the IGP of police and so many other armed forces of this country they send across to Nigerians when it be say it they prepare to make sure say they come out to speak during the inauguration of Bola Tinubu, either in form of protest or any other manner when it be say it not go well with them. Before we leave you to watch the message of Professor Udenta Udenta, I want quickly leave you, make you hear little from the message as a warning when it be say the police force sent across to every Nigerians. I'll come back.
We want to talk on our preparations for the May 29th inauguration of the president. Today, we are here to provide an update on the security plan developed by the Nigerian Police Force and other security agencies for the 2023 presidential inauguration. The inauguration is scheduled to take place on Monday, May 29th at Eagle Square in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Since the conclusion of the 2023 general elections and the announcement of the president-elect, security has been beefed up throughout the country. We have formed specific plans for the inauguration ceremony as contained in the operation order, which will provide enhanced protection while allowing invited guests, well-meaning Nigerians, and international community to witness the event. We work hand in hand and in collaboration with all levels of government, private sectors, the Nigerian armed forces, and other security agencies to ensure the safety and security of all citizens, and having a laudable and seamless inauguration ceremony on May 29, 2023. In view of the above, the Nigerian police hereby advises Nigerians who do not have any business around the vicinity during the ceremony to stay clear as security measures are in place to ensure safety and orderliness.
All right, my great and wonderful people, I believe say all of you don't hear that very one. Although because of time, we don't feel leave you to watch the total comprehensive of their speech or the message when they say they send across. We just cost little for you to understand why it be say this Professor Udenta Udenta send the message when it be say with the review to you now. Now, to our own view, it not be bad thing for them to send message across to Nigerians because of waiting what happen. But waiting be the problem when it dey here, when it make us the talk now not pass be say, they know, say, the process when it be say, it carry them one enter this Eagle Square or this May 29 inauguration, not be the wishes or desires of Nigerians. And they equally they aware, say Nigerians ready to revolt against their own plans and movements. Now, the reason why it be said that they try to send this sound warning across because they're ready to kill Nigerians on that day in case we decide to stand up to our own civic rights. All right, I will leave you to share your own opinion concerning that very one, even as I leave you to listen now to Professor Udenta Udenta in response to this very message. We'll come back.
There is a more urgent matter before us today. The question of how the media performed, analysis of that, taking stock of the media environment and media space and the context under which they performed. We wait another day. In 2 or 3 days' time or 4 days' time, there will be swearing in process. The IGP of police is already speaking. The DSS is speaking. The military are speaking. And my sense of it is that they're shutting down democratic conversation. We should not allow that. Why you're going to swear people in if you will allow those who want to protest peacefully, legitimately, and constitutionally? I did say inside in a segment on the dialogue, if you have your security perimeter, within which you don't expect anybody except invited guests and those with clearance, outside the perimeter, thousands, if possible millions of Nigerians are permitted to gather with their placards, waving it and protesting. Now what is going inside there is not to their likening. That is part of democracy. You can't shut it down. That is what is important now, not the performance of the media during the last election. The media is a fundamental guardrail for protecting democratic infrastructure, democratic governance. The moment you tear it down, democracy vanishes. Authoritarianism becomes the order of the day. Illiberal practices will take over. The behavior of NBC, the behavior of even the present-elect media team is abhorrent at this time and age. That's why I want to repeat, if that is the only thing you have to take away from here, as people will be sworn in on 29th May, millions of Nigerians gathered across the country have a right to protest wherever they are. So long as you don't have arms, you don't have any weapon, and you're doing it peacefully, as the law provides. And the media should cover this robustly. With intensity, the way you cover the swearing in, that's the way you're going to cover the protest of the people. Or the endorsement of the people. Whoever wants to protest or counter-protest, it is permitted in law. It is important. So when you hear those who manage the security state speak with so much vehemence, as if people are going to topple the democratic system, that's not going to happen. No. The right to protest is part of the right which is provided for in law. And so long as you do it in a peaceful, legitimate, constitutional manner, that right should never be abridged. Very important. In fact, the more the foreign visitors, the more the protest. Those visitors in their own country, there are protests. If you're coming from the US, there are protests in Paris. There are protests for the past 3-4 months going on. A lot more protests, even more violent protests than what they have in Nigeria here. If you don't protest, it's a piece of the graveyard. Those foreigners will be embarrassed if you don't even protest. You should therefore protest peacefully, legitimately, constitutionally.
All right, my great and wonderful people. I believe say all of you don't hear that one from Professor Udenta Udenta concerning the warning when they say the Nigeria police force they try to send across to Nigerians to put fear for each and every one of us body in order for us to buy into their own idea. Now, share your own opinion concerning that very one, even as we take you down to another video. And this video, now the video when we say it concerns this group of young men and young women when it say they come outside to send a very sound message across to all African leaders. You feel they ask us, say, why it say we see and say it is important to share a message like this. It is very, very important. Because waiting this group of people they ask for, now waiting to strengthen Europe now in this, and also America and Asia continent. I want make una hear the cry of these people first before we give una our own point of view. We'll come back.
Borderless Africa.
We want a 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 borderless Africa.
Africans
rising.
Africans
rising.
Africans
rising.
Africans
rising.
For the union makes us strong. The African Liberation Day is a very significant event because it commemorates the struggle and achievement of all African countries in their quest for independence, unity, and self-determination. The African Liberation Week, which ran from 22nd to 28th of May, is a very important day. It's an annual celebration of all Africans because it speaks to our past, our present, and of course our future as Africans. It's a day to celebrate African sovereign rule. It's a day to celebrate African identity. And of course, it's a day to celebrate African unity. No African should be treated as a foreigner in any African countries. Africans will unite. If if we become a borderless Africa, it means that the unification and liberation of Africa has just commenced. And then it means that it comes to put an end to the Western imperialist and colonial rule on the mother continent. That is emphasizing the needs for integration, cooperation, and peaceful coexistence across all African countries. The rationale behind a borderless Africa, of course, cannot be overemphasized. We are here to call on all African people, to call on all African leaders to allow Africans to be in consonance with us, to allow all Africans to be able to move freely across the mother continent, which is Africa. Africa is the cradle of civilization, have been divided and some given to other countries, and that is why we are having these issues of banditry. Because even as at now that the borders are locked, that there are huge visa restrictions, the question of insecurity has still become a very huge challenge in all of the African countries. And the reason why we have illegal immigrants, the reason why we have the question of illegal immigrants across the African continent is because people are given stringent rules to visit their brothers from other African countries. This should not happen. We are all Africans. We are proud Africans, and we should be able to explore the mother continent. We should be able to move freely, just like we move to states within Abuja. We should be able to move to all countries across Africa. So we are looking about the huge economic importance that is going to have on us, and the question of, and the huge impact, of course, business-wise, that is going to have on us, and the huge role of unification that this borderless Africa is going to have on all of us.
All right, my great and wonderful people, I believe say una don't hear the cry of these people. Although they talk say they need borderless Africa, which is they want make it be say Nigeria will fit access Ghana without no difficulties for border, and Ghana will fit access Nigeria without no difficulties for border, and even all other African country. Now, the reason why Ibise will say it is very important, listen to us. Today, if you enter Europe, if you get European passports, you feel access all the European country. I believe so it will still be for America. I never reach America and other Asia continents. And that one build their own strong economic system. Yes, now the true fact now ain't be that. For the fact say Africa not get united currency, but that one no mean say we come put boundary and barrier separation for each and every one of us. For a Nigerian to trade with Ghanaian, na difficult problem. For a Ghanaian to trade with Guinea man, na problem. For Guinea man to trade with Moroccan man, na problem. Why it be like that? Economic not fit flow. It not good. It not be something when it be say it will fit grow Africa. And these colonialists, they do in the extent when it be say, yes, this thing will really be a barrier to us in order for them to have this supremacy power over us. Now, the true one ain't be that. And the reason why it be say they continuously, they impoverish us now ain't be that very one. And now, may we bring them back to the aspect of our leaders. Why it be say we already talk and say now our leaders now ain't be our problem. Now, our leaders supposed to join their hands together, put their heads together in as much as they tell us, say, we get African Union. Now, they're supposed to make the decision, say, we're not supposed put barrier for our border. It not mean say we not feel secure our border or no. It not mean say we not feel at least check anybody when they enter our country or they go out. No. But it supposed get limits. You understand? Now, today, you will see and say now waiting Francophone leaders tell the Francophones na in they will put in place. Wetin Anglophone say their own leaders, which is na in they will put in place. Let me clarify am more so that you will understand Anglophone and all those Francophone. Wetin Britain tell Nigeria leader and they will going to be say they want people to they enter their own country, you will see and say na in they would like to implement. Wetin France tell the leader of the people going to be say that they speak French, na in they will also like to implement. Not be the one going to be say they will see say it they better for their own citizens as Africa as a general. It's not supposed to be like that. Because now for their own benefit, not for the benefit of Africans. All right, now so talking concerning this matter, we'll leave you to share your own opinion with us in the comment section. I believe say our leaders, they're supposed to know better than waiting with they try to explain so. Now, we'd like to draw the line here. We'll see you when we see you. Remember, we love you all. Bye-bye.